If you're moving to Boston and you're looking at different places you might want to live and you're considering Charlestown, this video is all about Charlestown. So we are discussing that lifestyle, what there is to do and see in Charlestown, if you're still trying to figure out the right neighborhood for you in Boston and figure out which place matches your lifestyle the best. So let's get into it. Hey there, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Jacob Peistrup, and real quick, if you see yourself moving to Charlestown or somewhere else in Boston or somewhere in the suburbs, and you want some help with that process of buying a house or signing a lease right now in this crazy real estate market, give us a call, send us a text, or send over an email. I get reach outs every week through the YouTube channel for clients who are moving to Boston, either buying or renting, and getting to share this beautiful city with the YouTube community is by far my favorite part of my job. I absolutely love it. So if you want some help with that, I am a real estate advisor. Let's get in touch. So the neighborhood of Charlestown is a beautiful, gorgeous, very, very historic place in Boston. So we're talking all about it in this video. It is literally one of the oldest places in Boston. Same as North End, same as Beacon Hill. It is a very historic, very old part of Boston. There is a lot of history, culture, and a lot of stuff to talk about in the Charlestown part of Boston. And what's really cool about Charlestown is that it just has a really cool and unique history to it as a neighborhood in Boston. You know, going back to the 1600s, Charlestown has a lot of history. It has had a bunch of really significant changes over the centuries to become what it is today. Now, real quick, I have to put this in here. I cannot talk about Charlestown without mentioning this. If you have watched the movie The Town with Ben Affleck in it, directed by Ben Affleck, yes, that is based in Charlestown. The whole movie happens in Charlestown, Massachusetts. No, it is not an accurate depiction. That is not what it's like to live in Charlestown. So if you've seen the movie, that is not very accurate. If you haven't seen the movie, great. It's about bank robbers in Charlestown, Massachusetts. And it's actually funny, what that movie shows is a lot of what happened more in the 60s to the 90s in Charlestown. So if you have not watched it, you know, give it a watch, but don't let that scare you if you're moving to Charlestown and looking at different places in Boston. Overall, just to give you a feel of what it's like to live in Charlestown, you will have a bunch of historic colonial homes, lots of fun colors that kind of remind you of those, you know, coastal homes you'll see in South Carolina. Lots of history. There are a lot of very, significant historic sites in Charlestown, museums, historic sites, parks, places to visit. If you're a history nerd, you will find a lot of fun stuff to do in Charlestown. So Charlestown was actually first settled in, believe it or not, 1629. So it was first settled in the 1600s. So trust me, it is an old part of Boston. And it used to be a lot bigger than it is now. Now it's a neighborhood within Boston, but it used to be a bigger town of its own. And then over the centuries, different parts of it split off. They became their own thing. So Woburn, Arlington, Somerville, Everett, those are just a few examples of what used to be part of the original Charlestown that are now their own areas. So Charlestown has seen a lot of changes compared to what it originally was in 1629. And here's a fun fact, in 1775, during the battle at Bunker Hill, the whole area of Charlestown was almost completely destroyed by the British during the fight. And in the 60s, the city of Boston basically tried to almost tear down and destroy 60% of the neighborhood to redevelop it in, what they called urban renewal. There was obviously a lot of pushback and a lot of hate against that idea, so they limited it to about 11% of what could be torn down to redevelop. So Charlestown has seen a couple times where it's been, almost wiped out and then rebuilt. So it's had a lot of changes over the years to become what it is today. So just the amount of history that has happened in Charlestown is incredible. Some, important sites in Charlestown to know about. There's the Bunker Hill Monument. You've got the Charlestown Civil War Memorial. You've also got the Charlestown Navy Yard, which is a really cool area right on the water overlooking downtown Boston. And this is where you will find the USS Constitution. You know, just another fun place to check out if you're really interested in learning more about the history of Charlestown and Boston. There's a lot of, very historically significant places you will see in Charlestown. So Charlestown has seen a lot of growth, lots of stuff going on over the past couple of decades. A big thing you'll hear about if you move to Charlestown is what they call the yuppies, the young professionals who work somewhere in downtown Boston or the financial district, who have been moving to Charlestown over the past couple of years because they want to live, in a nice area close to downtown Boston, and that's convenient to get to work. So you'll kind of hear these words, the yuppies versus the townies. So the yuppies being the young professionals who are newer to the Charlestown area, and then you have the townies, a different group of people, which refers to the, Irish immigrants who have historically lived in the Charlestown area. And some of the real estate you will see in Charlestown if you're moving into the area is, like I said, a lot of colonial homes, colonial townhomes, very historic. You'll also see some condos available around the Navy Yard, along the wharfs, looking out over the water and downtown Boston. Those tend to be some of the more expensive listings in Charlestown, but they are beautiful nonetheless. And realistically, you could find a solid, 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom condo, maybe under $500,000. That's doable. Not as many, but I mean, if you're looking in the 600s, 700s, and 800s, you will definitely have some solid options in the Charlestown area. Between $500,000 and $1 million, you'll see a lot of 2-bedroom options, decent amount of 3-bedroom options as well. And then above the $1 million price point, these will be kind of the more luxury, condos by the Navy Yard, overlooking the water and downtown Boston. But a lot of very beautiful options you will see in Charlestown, whether you're looking at, one of the townhomes or one of those condos at a place like the Navy Yard, Constellation Wharf. These are kind of some of the well-known parts of Charlestown. And if you're looking specifically to rent, you'll have some of these, more historic options, but they've been renovated, they've been updated, so you still have that aspect of having, newer kitchens, newer bathrooms on the interior of these options, whether they're apartments or condos that you will see in the Charlestown part of Boston. So if you're moving to Charlestown, again, a lot of history, a lot of fun stuff going on, whether you're looking to buy or sign a lease in Charlestown or a different part of the city or even the suburbs. If you want some help with that process, like I said, send over an email, send a text, give us a call, whatever works for you. Let's get in touch. Let's start that conversation so we can get you here to Boston and possibly into Charlestown. So thank you for watching. That is going to wrap things up for today. I appreciate it. Hope you take care, and I will see you in the next video right here on the Living Boston channel.